Kia ora and welcome to Tarmac. Today we're in Melbourne checking out the new Ford Ranger PHEV. It's a ute that offers not only just more range, but also more Ranger. Come, let's take a look at this. Now at first glance you'll see it, aside from the colour, it's hard to distinguish this from any other regular Ranger, and that's because the brief was to keep it with no compromises. It has to be a Ranger, so it still has to have the same towing capabilities, off-road capabilities, on-road capabilities, and really just be as Ford tough as it normally is. But when you start looking a little bit closer, you really start to see a little bit more of what makes it more of a PHEV. And that begins with the likes of the wheels. So what they've done is they've made them more aerodynamic, so you've got a little bit more of the flow about it, and also just to make it sort of stand out that little bit different. But you've still got the C-clamp lamps, you've still got the big Ford grille, and also the Ranger sort of characteristics. So it really is still a very tough, strong Ranger. And then you take a look at what's under the bonnet. So what Ford have done is added a whole new powertrain to their PHEV motor, or to their PHEV Ranger. And what that consists of is a 2.3 litre EcoBoost petrol engine, a 75 kilowatt electrical motor, and an 11.8 kilowatt hour battery. So together all mated to a 10-speed auto transmission. And what that gives you is 207 kilowatts of power and 697 newton meters of torque. The added bonus is 2.8 litres per 100 kilometres in terms of efficiency, and 66 grams of CO2 per kilometre. What it also has is 43 kilometres of EV only range, so that means you've got zero emissions too. Now for New Zealand we're bringing in 3 models, so we have the XLT, the Wild Track, and this one, the top of the range, the Storm Track. And as you can see, this one comes in this cool colouring system, which is unique to this model. Again, I'll talk to you about the wheels. They are very flush. They've got aerodynamic assistance to them. You've got the PHEV badge here, where you'd normally have the other badging. We have the Storm Track, so telling you again what's going on here. And as you carry on down the back here, you'll notice 2 flaps, so 2 refueling flaps, one for the fuel and one for the EV side. And also because you have to make sure there's no gases around when you've got the electrical side of things going. The gas needs an extra little bit of a siphoning when you push the button. So it's all very clever. And then you get to what's even cleverer, and that's in the bed here. So as you can see, the tailgate is still the same, still Ranger same. And also, as I say, we've still got 3.5 ton towing. But once you drop down the tailgate, what you've got is, this is where the battery lies. So the bed has actually been raised an extra 31 millimeters, but don't worry about it, it still holds the same capacity, because they've made these little grooves at the front over there and also here, so you can still hold the same capacity. So nice little trick there. But the big thing I want to draw your attention to is this Pro Power Onboard. So this now not only is a really efficient ute, but it's also like a mobile generator. So these power outlets here can offer up to 6.9 kilowatts of drawing power, so you can do all your tools, empower your MIG welder. It can do your fridge, it can do whatever you want, all from this little power panel. Yeah, tremendous. And that can all be driven from what's inside. So once you are clicking on the buttons here, it becomes, like I said, a generator. It's very funky. Anyway, let's head inside and show you what some of the improvements are in there. So as you can see, the interior's basically the same as any other Ranger or any other modern Ranger you've been in. This being the top of the range, has got Storm Track written on the dashboard here, and also Storm Track on the seats here. The seats are leather, so they feel very comfortable and very supportive. But the big thing I want to grab your attention is this bit here. So once you push the button up the top here, you get for your Pro Power Onboard, and that gives you your generator mode. So like I said, this is a mobile generator, and it will tell you how many amps you're drawing or what the power is drawing depending on what's going on. And you can get it to the back here, so you can show what's going on in the rear tailgate there, and also in the power point just on the back seat. The other thing is there is an added button here called the EV mode, and so what you've got is once you go onto the EV mode here, you've got different modes to go into. So you've got auto EV, so it will decide when it's going to use the EVs, your switch between the power and the engine and the electrical motor. And then you've also got EV now, where you can go into EV only mode. Then you've got EV later, so that will store your EV and just use your petrol motor. And then the last one is basically EV charge, which will then give you the motor will actually charge up the 11.8 or 11 kilowatt hour battery. So you've got all different modes to make sure that you can get enough power and the EV sort of situation that you want. But the other thing is that there is zero compromise when it comes to your driving mode. So you've still got four-wheel automatic, you've got two-wheel high, you've got four-wheel high, and you've got four-wheel low, and also a diff lock. So this is absolutely no compromise in its driving ability, its off-road ability, and it's just a plus all the way around. There you go, the new Ford Ranger PHEV. Zero compromises in terms of its, I don't know, tried and trusted ability both on and off-road. But now it's got better fuel efficiency, zero emissions out of the exhaust, and it's also an on-road or a mobile generator. What could be better when it comes to being a work and play partner? Brilliant. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. See you.